Copy that. JSC PAO, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Courtney Beasley with JSC PAO. How do you hear me?
Hello, Courtney. We got you loud and clear. How us?
I hear you loud and clear. It's good to see all of your smiling faces today. We'll be taking questions today through the phone bridge and on social media using the hashtag AskNASA. But before we begin taking questions, we'll hear some opening remarks from Tom Marshburn. Tom, take it away.
Oh, sure. I tell you what, it's been a huge honor to be living and working aboard the International Space Station. We've all had quite a bit of time with a lot of work to do over the last several months, working through Expedition 66 and 67, but we've had a lot of fun as well. 3 spacewalks, robotic operations, lots of visiting vehicles, and of course the first private astronaut mission. Those crewmates are with us on board right now. But we do want to take a quick moment to thank the thousands of people, really, all around the world, mission control centers who have made this happen, the payload developers and the scientists who have had incredible ideas of how to utilize this laboratory and trying to squeeze all the information we can from this incredibly unique environment. So we're excited to be here talking to you today, and we're ready to take your questions.
All right, thanks, Tom. We'll begin taking questions now. Our first is from Jeff Faust with Space News.
Good afternoon. I wanted to ask, you've had the Axiom 1 private astronauts on the station for nearly a week now. What's it been like sharing the station with them, and have they been good house guests?
It's been a really exciting week. We all know that we're part of really an historic mission here. The first private astronauts is going to be opening up the way for space for everyone, really. This is just that first step. They've also brought with them some incredible hardware. We've been doing some internationally recognized science, and they've been performing that as well. We've had a lot of fun showing them around, showing them how to live and work in the space station. They've been great crewmates. They've been very kind and gracious with us as well. And so it's been a wonderful week.
Our next question comes from social media. Matthias, this one's for you. What was your favorite research experiment you worked on?
Well, I did lots of science experiments, and like being a material scientist, I really enjoyed being up here and doing almost 100 different experiments or participate in these experiments. But if I can only select one, then I would choose concrete hardening. It's an experiment which is interesting from a material science point of view because we gain a lot of data that we can use later on for simulations on the ground to produce better materials. But it also has a lot of impact and relevance to like a very hot topic that we have currently on our planet Earth. It's climate change. And climate change comes because we have a lot of CO2 production, and the worldwide concrete production produces 7.3% of CO2. So if we can improve this process, reduce the CO2 emissions due to concrete mixing and all the building industry, then we actually have a massive contribution against climate change. And so this is probably the experiment with the highest impact, I would hope.
And our next question comes from Marcia Dunn with the Associated Press.
Hi. Perhaps for Tom or anyone else who would like to chime in, I wanted to also ask about the Axiom crew. I'm wondering, was it intrusive in any way having 4 guests move in to your home for a whole week, and any safety concerns? And now that you've experienced this, could just about anybody pull off something like that, flying into space and spending a week at the space station? Thank you.
Hey, Marcia. Yeah, so they didn't come up with a minimum of training or with no training. So they actually spent a lot of time at JSC and doing a lot of the training that we do to be ready to do for emergencies and for off-nominal situations. So I think we all felt pretty comfortable, and they actually got the benefit of training with the people who are coming to replace us, the Crew 4 crew. And so not only did they train themselves, but they got to train with other NASA astronauts to sort of see how we work through problems and challenges. And so there's definitely a difference in the amount of training and the experience, but we definitely feel that they are able to take care of themselves and get safely to their vehicle. And then we're able to implement that. And I don't think we found it intrusive. The station's a pretty big place, so it's about the size of a 5-bedroom house. I think, like Tom